Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about, really the months of May, June, and July, because we have some serious astrological points that are going to be activated in the heavens. So what are those points that I really want to talk about? It's going to be the Pleiades, where this is the grouping of stars that deal with the weeping sisters. So why are they weeping? What is this all about in the mythology? And what does that mean for us? That's where I'm going with this video. So before I begin, I always want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter. Go to galacticcenter.org. And there you will get all of my predictions delivered to your email address every week. So on top of that, I am starting something that's called the Galactic Planner. And with this Galactic Planner, I think you're going to be totally excited. It's going to figure your chart out. It's going to give you predictions daily based on your chart. And the first month is free to anyone who wants to try it out. So go to galacticplanner.com, sign up, get it free, and see how it works for you. I think you're going to love it. This is going to be your astrologer delivered to your calendar so you can plan things accordingly every day of your life using astrology. What a great tool. And so with that, don't forget my Patreon page, become a part of that and become part of a community, spiritual community and group. We meet every week, 2 classes live. So with that, let me get going to talk about what am I talking about with the Pleiades? Why is this becoming such an important issue right now? So in the month of May, of course, you all well know, Jupiter has entered into Taurus. And of course, the Pleiades is in the sign of Taurus. And we are dealing with some heavy duty energy while we have Mars is going to, first it's going to go through, when it finishes Pisces in the month of May, it's going to go into Aries, which intensifies Mars. But then I think Mars is going to be much more radical as it transits through Taurus, which will be the month of July. So May, June, July, look out. We have got some huge catastrophic events about to unveil because of where the planets are in the Pleiades dealing with the weeping sisters. And for the most part, this nakshatra that we're dealing with is called Kritika. Kritika deals with this portion of the zodiac. So let me tell you about some of the fixed stars that are relative to the weeping sisters in the Pleiades. And one is Alcone, which is 6 degrees of Taurus, 49 minutes to be exact, and Algol, which is almost 3 degrees Taurus, 3 degrees of Taurus, and Aldebaran, which sits at 16 degrees of Taurus. So as Jupiter crosses all these points, it activates these stars. And for the most part, we're talking about the nakshatra of Kritika, which is a sharp cutting knife. It's a razor. And it's intense. It deals with a lot of violence. I have to be honest with you. It's going to be an intense summer in case you hadn't already figured this out. So these are the areas of Taurus that are going to be activated. And let me just say, there is so much to be had. Like, I already predicted that there's going to be lots of earthquakes, but earth-shattering events really this summer. It's going to be very extreme. So looking at this, I am looking at like July 12th, as I said before, there will probably be some kind of upset. On that day, Mars will enter Taurus. And there And also on that day, I failed to mention before, Jupiter will be conjunct the fixed star Aldebaran. Now, Aldebaran is around 15, 16 degrees of Taurus, but it is exactly opposed the fixed star Antares, which is the star of war. So both of those major fixed royal stars get triggered when Jupiter hits that degree marking, which is around July 12th. But let's back up a little bit and talk about May, because Jupiter is doing a lot when it first comes into Taurus and crosses over the fixed star Algol, and the sun is there as well. You would think of the sun conjuncting Jupiter as being a positive, but not exactly with this fixed star. And not only that, let me just say this, Jupiter is combust the sun. Except for the day that it is exactly going to be, it'll be around May 18th that the sun and Jupiter are exact. I call this Cassimi. It's such an extreme day because Jupiter and the sun will be exact. They're going to be around 2-3 degrees of Taurus, 4 degrees, 2 to 4 degrees, and this is that fixed star Algol. So what is Algol? They call it the demon star because it actually deals with, they say, beheading. And I mean, literally sometimes that can mean that. But most of the time it's very figurative. And what it means is like someone loses their head. Someone loses control. They become crazy, enraged, and there is bizarre, insane behavior. That's what we're looking at for this time. Now let me go over some of the dates that I see these exact conjunctions, but let me remind you, usually with astrology, things happen within a 3-degree orb or range. Somewhere around these dates that things happen. It's not usually on the exact day for some reason, but the buildup and the intensities around these times. And really the times that I'm seeing that are the most intense is around, let's just say May 17th through the 23rd. Yes. So what are we looking at for these dates? Well, actually, I'm going to extend that till the end of May because Mars is going to cross over the previous eclipse degree between around May 24th through the 26th, around that time. Give it a few days around there. So what are we looking at? Let me go back and get clear with this. And I want to discuss the mythology behind it too. So May 9th is going to be the time that Jupiter is 1 degree 56 minutes Taurus. So it is almost with this fixed star at 2 degrees. This is where it starts to get tipped off. But by May 19th, that will be when Jupiter is exactly on Algol. People losing their head, being extreme. Plus we have Jupiter being combust the sun, which means Jupiter loses its power, its beneficence, its goodness. And May 18th will be when the sun and Jupiter are Cassimi, meaning they're exactly the same degree. Now, Cassimi means something good could come out of this because it means that the sun and Jupiter become one, they unite, and the sun puts out the rays of Jupiter. But it's so testy that there's always something good, but there's always something negative that comes out of it because Jupiter is too close to the sun. So the sun benefits from Jupiter, but Jupiter does not benefit from the sun. That's why we have a good and a negative that comes out of it. So May 17th will be, and it always is, every year at the same time, May 17th, is the day the sun is conjunct Algol. And I gotta say, people born around May 16th, 17th, and 18th, they have something critical in their lives that they have to deal with. I'm sorry, this is a fact. I know a lot of people born, some of the dearest people in my life around this time, but they have issues that they have to deal with. And many times it could be like alcoholism or some kind of problem with the father because the son is the father, but there's always something. This is a very critical portion of the zodiac. Take heed, listen, this is definitely true. All right, so, and yes, it doesn't matter if you're doing Western or Vedic astrology, because that is the day the sun hits a goal. Now, in Western astrology, they seem to think that this is occurring in, well, it would be in Taurus in both systems, because it's in the very last degrees in Western, but the very early degrees in Vedic. Because remember, the whole zodiac doesn't go back a full sign, but almost 24 degrees. So, but you got to admit, so many of these fixed stars, you cannot say that they're in signs that are relative to the symbology, such as, for example, Regulus, which is the heart of the lion. Western astrology thinks it's in Virgo. No, that's why I say Vedic astrology is true to the stars. And it is the movement of the stars that we are looking at, which is relative to the signs that we're using. And that's why the signs move. But from your Western, but they stay with the stars in Vedic. I love that. So looking at these dates and times, I want you to know that when Mars goes into Taurus in Critica, the first few weeks of July, look out now. But really, the whole month that Jupiter is there. And here's another big day, because I wanted to make a whole video about this, but I probably may just include all the information here. It is such a big deal that on May 23rd, Jupiter and Venus will be exactly the same degree, around 5 degrees of Taurus. Yes, they're going to be away from a goal, but they're still in Critica, dealing with the Weeping Sisters and the whole myth behind the Pleiades. Pleiades is a very important star grouping. As a matter of fact, so many of the ancients built their structures aligning with the Pleiades because they knew this was a very, very important grouping of stars. As a matter of fact, many ancient alien believers believe that the ancients built their structures to the Pleiades because they had contact with the people from this star grouping, the aliens, extraterrestrials, whatever we may call them. But this is why this is so important, this Pleiades grouping, where Jupiter is aligning with Venus, and they will be in what we call planetary war. When two planets are the same degree, you think it's good, but they're at odds with each other, fighting to be in control. And let me just say, in Vedic astrology, Venus and Jupiter are the heads of their camp. Venus is the Asuras and Jupiter is the Devas. So you're going to see fighting at odds with each other, with these two planets the same degree. And this is around May 23rd. And then we move forward to about between the 23rd through the 26th. I believe the 26th is going to be 26th, 27th, when Mars will cross over the previous eclipse degree of 25 degrees of Pisces. That's a landmine. Some explosive event could happen. But moving back a little bit, when we have Mars conjunct Rahu, which will be around May 18th. Yes, on May 18th. This is a critical day as well, because it is May 18th, May 19th that Jupiter and the Sun come together exactly, and they are in Critica. And we also have Venus and Uranus exactly conjunct on this day at 29 degrees of Aries. Really important. Last degree of a sign. This is an indication of something big occurring. A blow up, a change, something that is unexpected with Uranus, Venus. And Mars will exactly conjunct Rahu. Mars, Rahu is never calm. It is always some kind of violence and breakout. So you're going to see that this is the time around May. It's hard for me to say which day, but this day, May 18th, is very specific. So get ready, be calm, be at peace. Do not be going into major crowds or groups around this week. Just, you can travel, you can go places, just don't go to places where things are starting to get into an uproar, because yes, there's going to be something strike out, something big is going to happen. This is the portion of the zodiac, actually, that Nostradamus made many, many notes of in the past. And there is a reason. There's so many important stars. Let me go back to the mythology of why there were the weeping sisters. And in Vedic astrology, they said that in the myth that these sisters were falsely accused by their husbands of betrayal and something to do with they were messing around on their husbands. Let me just put it that way, adultery. And they were falsely accused. So there's something about a falsely accused scenario going on that is going to hit the world. And I believe with Jupiter, Sun, and all the planets that are coming into Taurus, Venus, and then eventually Mars throughout July, we're going to see some things of false accusations that are coming out in the world. This is what the myth explains to us, and this is what the astrology is going to bring us. So I hope you enjoyed my dissertation about the Pleiades, about the Weeping Sisters, about the fixed stars, and especially the Nakshatra Kritika that is so potent in this area of the zodiac. And this is going to be relevant May, towards the end of May, then looking into June, it's going to all be there, but July is going to be crucial when Mars comes into this portion of the zodiac, which will be July 12th. So continuing on for 6 weeks following July 12th, Mars will be in Taurus. And yes, it's going to cross over these very critical degrees. So watch out. I'll be keeping you posted, and I will be giving you more on this because we're getting ready to go into very dangerous territory. And I want you to take care of yourself so that we can all come through this and gain some wisdom out of it. We will. So with that, I think I'll close. So remember, if you would like to sign up for my free newsletter, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. Remember to sign up for my Galactic Planner, galacticplanner.com. As well as if you want to learn Vedic astrology, this summer we're starting semester 1 all over again, and you will want to be part of this to learn this divine science of Vedic astrology. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.